Hey, back from Alphacharts with a state of the market video. Today is March 2nd, 2024. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, thank you for watching this video. Give me a like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Find me on Twitter or X at Alphacharts365. I'm posting things all the time there. If you're not following me there, I mean, you're just missing out on a lot of what I have to say. Now, if you really like what I have to say, I do offer a subscriber group, and you get a ton of exclusive information. Just it's really my thoughts on the market. I do a much a very in-depth state of the stocks to watch, really we'll call it. Usually about an hour on Sunday, Saturday or Sunday. I do a focus list. I annotate every chart from the focus list with where I would buy and where I would hold and sell and all that kind of stuff. I do a midweek video. Again, keeping you engaged in the market. I do a on this midweek videos on Tuesday. Midweek market note is on Thursdays. Again, keeping you engaged. So if you don't have the time to be, to put into the markets, you don't have to. You can use a very small amount of time and again, be engaged in what's going on. Subscriber chart request, access for any questions, and of course, all kinds of bonus content, and whatever I see throughout the week. I just, I do a lot of exclusive, including setups that we see sometimes on Sunday. The setup isn't there, but by Tuesday or Wednesday, something has set up. So we do midweek setups as well. A lot of people that trade love this because it also gives them more of a community, and they, trading can be lonely sometimes, and that's helped them quite a bit as well. I've had a ton of feedback as far as that goes. It's a place to bounce ideas off of. That's been a huge help for a lot of people. So we've had all kinds of people from beginner traders to very seasoned traders on this. It's only $10 a month. I don't tell you what to buy or sell as far as, that's your decision. I give you what looks good to me. It may or may not work out, right? But I pride myself in keeping you on the right side of the market and in the best names possible. Like I'm really excited for this weekend's video. Um, I revamped our lists, and we're gonna be looking at a lot of weekly charts this week, and so it's gonna be really good. Anyway, if you are interested in something like this, go to twitter.com/alphacharts365. Click on the subscribe button. Again, it's $10 a month. The worst case scenario is you're out $10 and it's a month-to-month thing, so it doesn't really cost you much except for $10, right? Anyway, check it out. Let's get into this video. State of the market. SPY in this beautiful channel up to the top end of the channel. And so again, some backing and filling is possible. Now, we said that last week, and it really didn't really do much of that. And we may see something similar to this. It's very possible, and that's absolutely fine. Maybe more. I mean, as long as this 500-ish area holds, I think that things are absolutely fine, right? There's nothing to even be concerned about. If we lose 500, then I think this, the 50-day touch would be, likely spot we could see. So that is the SPY. Again, and on the week, I always like to look at the weekly SPY. On the week, up 1%, basically. And equal weighted was up 1.17. Again, great outperformance. And you could see equal weighted is right at this area of supply. And so this, again, is a place where we may see a slight pullback and then the breakout. After this nice run on the equal weights, that would be actually kind of encouraged, right? But it looks absolutely fantastic. Going back to a daily, you can see how it just kind of came into this 163, 164 area. Again, right where we would expect some supply to come in. So maybe it needs to come back a little bit or go sideways. That's possible too. I think 160-ish, right? As long as 160-ish holds, we're absolutely fine, I think. The market's absolutely fine. Looking at the Qs, also in a channel, very similar to the SPX or SPY. We could have maybe some room to the top of the channel, but again, I would expect it to kind of go back and forth. As long as 431-ish holds, I think we're good. I think, that's a new place. You know, we can manage risk against potentially. We'll just keep moving our stops up. But again, nothing bearish on this chart, even if we get a pullback, especially early in the week, next week or midweek or whenever. Up 2%. 2% on the week. Very, very strong week for the Qs. Equal weights up 1.85. So basically the same amount. We had this little cup and handle here, which I had highlighted. It broke out. It's getting up to this, we'll call it $90 level, right? It's right there at the $90 level. Again, just like the RSP, this was a place where we found supply last time. So don't be surprised if we see some backing and filling here. That would be normal price action. So this is where you have to know your time frame, right? You want to hold through, a backing and filling episode, fine. 2, 3, 4, 5% backing and filling, great. If you don't, then if you start to see signs of it, you may want to take profits, whatever is best for you. Looking at mid caps, MDY, there you are. Again, mid caps, more of an equal weight chart, and you see it's right up to a very special area, and we'll see what happens up here. Again, is it extended? Yeah, these charts are a little bit extended on the week. Let's see how it did on the week. Up about 2% on the week, so really nice on the mid caps. And then IWM, that's a special chart right there. IWM was up 3%, the outperformer on the week. Yeah, let's keep on the weekly for a second. And you see how on the way down, this area has been a big time problem. Even here, I could put one right here too. And then every time it got up to here, it pulled all the way to the bottom of the range, bottom of the range, bottom of the range. What did it do this time? Held this moving average. That's a 200-week moving average right there. But held that moving average and then didn't go to the bottom of the range, came back up. That's different, right, than what we saw back here. And that's why I think this is for real. I think there is room for this up to this 233, 234 area. Yeah, that's where it obviously potentially can go. Maybe it goes, maybe it gets little problems at 213, but I think eventually makes it up to that 233, 235 area, somewhere around there. But overall, looks really, really good. Let's go to daily. And you see it's breaking out again of this little cup and handle right here. Going higher. You call this cup and handle, you call this a VCP. It got a similar type look. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's breaking out and it looks great. So small caps leading. I think that's a huge positive for the market, and I think that that as long as we don't see it, get below, again 200-ish, as long as it doesn't get below 200-ish, I think we're fine. That's about where the 50-day is as well. And so 198 50-day, so it's a big deal. Real happy to see that broadening of breadth. And again, it's might be again out of all the mega cap technology names. I guess that's the way to put it. We'll see. XLF coming into, again, maybe a supply-ish area right over here, has maybe a little room to run. And then we'll see what happens when it gets up this way. So you see a lot of things are coming into a supply area. SMH. I mean, just through the trend line. So again, maybe some backing and filling needs to take place. That was at 4% on the day. On the week, it was up 5.76. Again, semiconductors just leading from this cup and handle breakout. A little retest right there. And it's been literally off to the races since. XSD, which is the equal weighted, that was up 6.38%, right? So that was a huge move as well. We haven't seen that in a while. And again, it had this kind of this triangle-ish looking consolidation, and it broke out. I mean, so 249, 250-ish, I think that's where maybe it can go. But more importantly, it tells you something about the market. Again, a broadening of participation of the market. And I think things can move and are moving much higher in semiconductor land. Very, very healthy price action. even if we get some backing and filling for a week. Very healthy price action. All right. That was XSD. And now let's go to IYT. And here is I'm sorry, ITB, sorry. Home construction index. And you see, let's just go to weekly on this one because I think weekly shows it better. We again, there's your cup and handle, which we had again, very similar a lot of these charts, right? We came out of this big base, kind of a deep handle here, and then ran back up, consolidation, ran out again, up 3.62 on the week. Our performer, you see home construction doing very, very well. Looking at XHB, this is the other home construction. Again, up 2.85, doing well. Is also transports back up to an area of potential supply. We'll see if it can get above this area, but very, very healthy look. Maybe needs to make another shoulder here. I don't know, but a little dip and come back around would be absolutely fine, especially after this big run. Do we think that's going to keep going? And it's possible, but very healthy look. And again, a little backing and filling here would set up for the next run. Then let's look at the equal weighted transports, and you see the equal weighted on the week didn't quite do as well as the they both, neither one of them did great. They're coming to just areas where they're finding some supply. That's it. But sorry. But again, looks really good, especially on this cap weighted chart. Okay, so for me, the indexes look great. The important economic sectors look fantastic. Let's look at some of the internals. Okay, we have VIX in this kind of broadening pattern to the bottom of the trend line. Wouldn't be shocked if we see a move higher here. Again, I'm not saying we have to get up to 16.5, but maybe someplace up there to continue this pattern. It would go in line with some backing and filling as well, right? That they would be just fine. Looking at bond yields, again, little move higher here. Nothing that concerns me. Trend is still lower, even if it came up to 1.51-ish. Nothing that's concerning as of yet, right? Still looks good. Let's look at percent of stocks above the 50-day. Again, we're still very healthy. Even though I think that we probably get another shakeout somewhere. It may be this week, maybe next week. But if it gets to this 25-ish area, that is for me a place where I'd want to even 30-ish or so, 29, 30. That's a place where I think that we could start to really increase exposure if we were not already. And looking at the call ratio, right in the middle. No real signal here, but that's good. That's usually bullish when it's kind of in this range. So that looks excellent. Looking at the dollar, we're going to go through these real fast. Has this kind of try to break out of here, kind of got pushed back in. I think that's a positive. Let's just zoom in here a little bit. Still in this kind of just sideways movement right here, right? Try to break, couldn't. If we get another move lower, that'd be very positive for stocks. If we get a move higher here, again, you can kind of see right where that kind of got, this 104, 250-ish area, right? That's right where we've seen it in the past. I think that's a positive that we saw it get pushed down there specifically. If we break above that, like we did right here, I'd get more cautious. And there's nothing wrong with getting cautious here because you don't know what comes afterwards, right? So you say, uh-oh, this could be a problem. And then when it's not, then get bullish again, right? That's that. And then let's look at 10-year yield. Got pushed back down, right? And we'll go to a line chart because I like the way that looks better. Got pushed back down here. And so that is, I think, very positive, which is probably why you saw the small caps really start to outperform, is because the yields kind of went down some. At least that'd be my guess. So internals, everything looks, I think, really good. Again, we may get some volatility because we're to this trend line. Goes right in line with what we are thinking as far as, things getting extended in the SPY and some of the equal weighted stuff, but we may need to see some backing and filling because things have gone maybe just a little bit, too far, too fast. You saw that in SMH, breaking the trend line. You saw that in RSP, equal weighted, right to the top, Q, same thing. Some of those uh um other equal weighted charts that we saw, mid caps, MDY, getting right to the area. Again, this is where you have to know your time frame. But overall, I think everything looks really, really healthy. And I think that we should be looking for things to buy, not looking for things to sell in general. All right. If you haven't done so, check me out on X at Alphacharts365 and click that subscribe button. I think you're gonna like the subscription, give you a ton of information. Again, I can't trade for you. I don't want to trade for you. That's up to you. But this is a place where you get, again, save yourself a bunch of time. All right. Take care. Bye bye.